software buyers are quietly rewriting the rules. CISA's secure by design expectations are becoming the price of admission for serious SaaS and platform vendors. In this module, we'll turn that shift into an advantage, moving your organization from regulatory liability to credible security leadership. For years, software security followed a buyer beware mindset. Customers were expected to configure everything securely, live with constant Patch Tuesday cycles, and bolt on extra tools just to be safe. CISA's secure by design push flips that. Security becomes a manufacturer responsibility, built in and shipped with safer defaults. Risk is deliberately moved upstream, so vendors, not just users, carry real accountability for preventing avoidable vulnerabilities and attacks. That secure by design vision rests on three pillars. First, take ownership. Vendors are expected to own security outcomes, not just ship features and blame users or integrators when things go wrong. Second, practice radical transparency. Accurate CVEs, honest disclosures, and no hiding behind vague language or delayed advisories. Third, lead from the top. Executives and boards are explicitly responsible for product security. Together, these pillars are meant to produce one thing: real resilience at scale. Secure by design is no longer a nice-to-have. It now determines who even gets invited to bid. Governments and critical infrastructure buyers are baking these expectations into RFPs. If your product can't prove alignment, you're simply filtered out before the conversation starts. Secure by design means we stop treating vulnerabilities as random one-offs and start treating them as defect classes we can remove. Patching after release is like playing whack-a-mole at the tip of the iceberg. Regulators want us working deeper, making better architecture decisions, doing root cause mitigation, and running threat modeling early in the lifecycle. The mindset shift is simple. A security bug is just a quality bug with a higher blast radius. Improve engineering quality, and you automatically improve security. Secure by default means a customer gets a hardened system without reading a guide or changing a setting. Think of a zero configuration standard. No default passwords, MFA turned on, least privilege access, and logging already capturing what you need. The unsafe path should require effort, not the secure path. When you design features, ask, if a rushed admin never touches a security setting, are credentials protected, updates automatic, attack surface minimized, and data deletable? If not, it's not truly secure by default. A core secure by design message from CISA and other agencies is blunt. As long as we keep shipping large volumes of C and C++ code, we keep inheriting decades of memory safety bugs. Buffer overflows and similar issues routinely account for most critical vulnerabilities. Memory-safe languages like Rust, Go, or Java don't magically remove all risk, but they do eliminate entire classes of low-level bugs. That's why regulators increasingly expect a roadmap to phase in memory-safe implementations. CISA's pledge turns secure by design into concrete product commitments. Multi-factor authentication is expected to be the default, not an upsell. Default passwords should disappear entirely. Every instance needs unique credentials or passwordless access. Vulnerability reduction means systematically killing whole bug classes, not just patching endlessly. On top of that, you need easy, reliable patching, a real vulnerability disclosure program with safe harbor, timely CVE reporting, and logs customers can actually access so they can see and investigate intrusions. Secure by design isn't only about code quality, it's also about how honestly you communicate risk. Radical transparency means you publish accurate CVEs, you never ship silent patches, and you run a real vulnerability disclosure program with safe harbor. It also means easy researcher contact, plus customer access to telemetry and logs without paywalls, so issues surface quickly and can be investigated. Modern software is assembled, not written from scratch. Your risk is deeply tied to the components you pull in. Open source libraries, third-party APIs, proprietary modules. An SBOM is simply a structured ingredient list for that stack. Regulators now treat it as basic hygiene, because you cannot secure, patch, or prove due care for what you can't see. Regulators have made one thing very clear. We delegated security to the CISO is no longer a defense. Leadership has to actively steer security strategy, not just approve a budget once a year. That means funding refactoring and tech debt reduction, because insecure legacy code is now a board-level risk. Incentives must change too. Executive scorecards need real security outcomes, not just revenue. And culturally, people must feel safe to escalate bad news early, before incidents turn into headlines or regulatory findings. Secure by design only sticks if you can prove it with numbers. 4 metrics give you a powerful regulator-friendly story. MFA adoption shows how strongly you protect accounts by default. Default passwords should trend relentlessly towards 0. Patch velocity shows how fast you move from vulnerability found to fix deployed. And vulnerability disclosure intake demonstrates that your reporting channels are active and well used, and that you're open to being told where you're weak. The big idea here is convergence. CISA, UK PSTI, and the EU CRA aren't asking for 3 different universes of security work. They're circling around the same operational behaviors. If you design products without unsafe defaults, with a real vulnerability disclosure and patch process, and with dependable software updates, you're meeting the shared core. That's your design once strategy. A single, opinionated standard that satisfies the strictest overlap and travels globally. In the end, Secure by Design isn't just about surviving audits. It's a way to win your market. Start by understanding your current SDLC and security posture. Then make it easy for others to report issues through a clear vulnerability disclosure program. Next, harden your defaults so new deployments are safe out of the box. Teams that do this consistently earn something compliance can't guarantee: durable customer trust and a reputation for product quality.